Manchester City ribbons here. And this is a question I asked Jose Mourinho when he was Manchester United manager. How long does he think it will take for Manchester United to be consistently, targeting the league title? I know it's hard and you don't know, there's so many different variables, but how many years would you say now? We're still having the conversation.
It's difficult, isn't it? Because I couldn't imagine sitting here after Sir Alex and say, like, we're here and we're not close. I think you have to get minimum two transfer windows absolutely perfect. Probably three. Three windows perfect to go consistently get into the Champions League spots.
Yeah.
And you might need to get four Champions League, four transfer windows perfectly well to be even talking about the Premier League.
Yeah.
That was Rio Ferdinand. There 3 flawless transfer windows. I thought it was really funny because he played, didn't he, that 2008 Champions League final against Chelsea. That was when these two clubs were perhaps at the top of football at the moment in terms of global football, and now one's scrapping around Conference League, and United were in the bottom 5 of the Premier League at the moment. The 3 flawless windows. You agree with that? 3 flawless windows is what United need to get back up there?
You would have to say that if it was going to be three windows, they would have to be, Rio's right, absolutely flawless. And their recent ratio in signing good players at Manchester United over the last 10, 12 years, basically since Alex Ferguson's left, simply hasn't been good enough for the standards that Manchester United have set through the successful era. So, yeah, listen, 3 windows, you'd like to think they could maybe get in 10, 12, 14 players, which if they go into the Champions League, they will need. But like Rio says, if they're going to sign that amount of players to turn the squad around, they will need to get the recruitment spot on. Yeah, recruitment spot on, but will the board back 3 flawless windows when there's not enough tangible good results that Ruben Amorim has shown so far? Look, yes, everything hinges on that Europa League final, isn't it? But what if that doesn't bear fruit? Will he be backed?
Yeah, well, just judging by the body language of Amorim this season, how much he's spoken about the longevity and the plan going forward, and him not changing his way of playing because he's thinking long term, I think he will be backed. I think that was a big part of him coming to the football club. Obviously the results haven't favoured, the start that he would have wanted, but the dangerous thing about these transfer windows is it's okay getting players in, but how are you going to deal with the players that are going to come out of the club to be replaced by these players, because they're all on a lot of money, they're all very powerful in and around the changing rooms, and it could upset the changing rooms at the same time as bringing players in if you can't get the right players out.
Do you think that's what Ruben Amorim meant when he says United need to be brave in the transfer window, is to also not just bring players in, but to let go of perhaps players that are on big wages at the moment, who maybe are dead wood?
Well, there's a true saying in football, and Frank will have heard it a million times, the table doesn't lie. And when you look at where Manchester United are and where they've been over the last 3 or 4 years, for the standards of Manchester United, they simply haven't been good enough. So Ruben is right, they need to be brave in the transfer window because the players haven't performed, they've not been good enough. Whatever the reasons are, whether it's the manager, the recruitment, the players as a whole are not good enough. So they do need to be brave, they need to clear the decks. And the big thing for me is if they get into the Champions League by winning this final, which they've got next week, it's arguably one of the biggest games in Manchester United's history, because by getting in the Champions League, they'll be able to bring in better quality of players, attract better players, and when they get to that point, they need to make sure the recruitment's right. And listen, they can put a foundation in place if they do that, but it's a really big week for Manchester United.
If they do make it Champions League football because of winning Europa League, it does beg to question, are they even ready? Are they ready to go up against the likes of PSG the way that they performed against Arsenal? It's hard to think because domestically at least, look at some of the unwanted records they've set this season. Fewest wins in Premier League history, fewest points in Premier League history, most defeats, longest winless runs, most home defeats in league history. Let's not even talk about Amorim's win record as well, which is, by the way, the half of any Man United manager in the first 25 games. You've got close ties to the club, Alex. It's embarrassing. I know there's nothing riding on the domestic league anymore, but it's just embarrassing the way that they're going about things.
Yeah, listen, embarrassing. unacceptable, not good enough. There's so many words that have been branded about regarding Manchester United this season. And let's be fair, Ruben Amorim's come out on numerous occasions and agreed with it. So's Bruno Fernandes, Harry Maguire.
But should Amorim be doing better? Should he be getting better results?
I think they all need to do better. I think he needs to take a look at himself, which I'm sure he will do. One thing what you have to say about Ruben Amorim, though, which we all knew, he's only been in the job 5 minutes. They can't keep sacking managers as well, which costs the club a hell of a lot of money. They need to give somebody time. Is Ruben the man? Listen, we'll have to wait and see. I do believe he'll get time. I know one thing, with the way the results have been, if they get beat tonight and they don't do well in the final next week, he's going to be under enormous pressure come the summer. If he doesn't hit the ground running at the start of next season, we know what happens. So he'll feel the pressure, he knows what the expectation is. And do you know what? I hope to God he can turn it round, because he's a young man and he needs the time.
Okay, just a quick yes or no. If United don't win the Europa League final, and if they lose the remaining games today and of course next weekend,
it's a disaster.
Is there a probability Ruben Amorim may just get the boot? Is there a probability?
No.
No.
I'd like to think he won't lose his job, but listen, there's always a possibility, because we know it's a
yes or no answer.
I'm sitting on the fence, Frank. I'm trying my best. I don't like seeing managers lose the job. It's a results game, isn't it? We know what happens when results aren't there. So, and he knows that.